What you're about to hear is a story so heartbreaking and twisted it'll make you question everything about trust, love, and the monsters that hide inside us all. This is the true tale of Marco Valdez, a hard-working Filipino guy who moved to Ohio chasing the American dream, only to watch it shatter in the most brutal way possible when he caught his fiancée cheating with her personal trainer right outside the gym. In a car, no less. And what he did next? It destroyed lives forever and left a community reeling in shock. Before we dive into this nightmare that shows how jealousy can turn deadly, if stories like this hit you hard and make you think twice about the people you love, do me a favor and smash that like button right now. It costs nothing, but it helps spread these warnings that could save someone from the same pain. And subscribe if you haven't, because missing out on tales like this means missing the raw truth about human darkness. The story starts in the chilly suburbs of Cleveland, Ohio, back in early 2022. Marco Valdez was 32, a guy who'd left everything behind in Manila to build a better life. He worked long hours as a mechanic at a local auto shop, fixing cars under fluorescent lights, his hands always stained with grease. But Marco wasn't just any immigrant. He was driven, the kind of man who sent money home to his family every month without fail. His mom back in the Philippines called him her rock, and he dreamed of bringing her over one day. Marco had that classic Filipino warmth, with a quick smile and eyes that lit up when he talked about his future. He'd met his fiancée, Lina Ramirez, 2 years earlier at a community event for Filipino expats. Lina was 27, a vibrant woman with roots in Mexico but raised in Ohio, working as a dental assistant. She had this infectious laugh and curves that turned heads, but what drew Marco in was her kindness. She volunteered at local shelters and always had time for his stories about home. Their first date was simple: coffee at a diner, where they bonded over missing family and chasing dreams in a cold state. Marco fell hard, proposing after 18 months with a ring he'd saved up for, getting down on one knee in a snowy park. Lina said yes with tears in her eyes, and they planned a summer wedding, blending Filipino and Mexican traditions. Life seemed perfect. Marco rented a cozy 2-bedroom house in a quiet neighborhood, the kind with picket fences and kids riding bikes. He pictured kids of their own there, a family to make all the sacrifices worth it. Lina moved in, and their days were filled with little joys. Cooking adobo together, watching Netflix curled up on the couch, planning trips back to the Philippines. Neighbors saw them as the ideal couple, always waving, hosting barbecues. Mrs. Thompson next door would say later, they seemed so in love, like nothing could touch them. But like in so many stories, cracks started showing behind closed doors. Marco's job meant 12-hour shifts, sometimes weekends, leaving Lina alone a lot. She complained about feeling stuck, wanting more from life than just work and waiting for him. That's when she joined Apex Fitness, a sleek gym downtown with shiny machines and group classes. It was her escape, she said, a way to feel strong and alive. Marco supported it at first. He even paid for the membership, happy to see her excited about something. Lina started going 3 times a week, coming home sweaty but glowing, talking about her progress. "Babe, you should see me lift now," she'd tease, flexing her arms. Marco loved it, thinking it made her even more beautiful. But then came the personal trainer. His name was Dylan Harper, 29, a former college athlete with a chiseled jaw and tattoos peeking from his tank tops. Dylan was the star at Apex. Clients raved about how he pushed them without breaking them, always with that charming grin. He had a girlfriend, Sarah, but rumors swirled he flirted to keep business booming. When Lina signed up for sessions, Dylan was assigned to her. At first, it was innocent. Workouts in the open gym, high fives after sets. Lina raved about him to Marco. "He's so motivating, knows exactly what I need." Marco nodded along, but a tiny seed of doubt planted itself. Why did she need one-on-one help? Wasn't the gym enough? As weeks turned to months, Lina's routine changed. She went to the gym more, 4 or 5 times a week. Her phone buzzed constantly with texts, and she'd smile at the screen before typing back. Marco peeked once, seeing messages from Dylan. "Great session today. You're killing it." Harmless, right? But Marco's got twisted. He'd grown up hearing stories from his dad about cheating spouses back home, how it ruined families. In Filipino culture, loyalty was everything. Betrayal wasn't just heartbreak, it was shame. Marco started asking questions. "What did you work on today?" Lina brushed it off, saying he was being silly. But her outfits got tighter, her makeup bolder for just a workout. She lost weight, toned up, and Marco felt proud but also threatened. Was she changing for him or someone else? One night in March 2022, after a late shift, Marco came home to an empty house. Lena's note said she was at the gym, finishing up. He waited, but hours passed. When she finally walked in, hair messy, face flushed, she claimed a class ran long. Marco smelled something off. No sweat, just cologne. That night, they argued for the first time. "Why are you lying?" he yelled. Lena cried, swearing it was nothing. But the trust cracked. Marco couldn't sleep, his mind racing with images of her with Dylan. He started checking her phone when she showered, finding deleted messages but nothing solid. Curiosity turned to obsession. He drove by the gym one evening, parking across the street like a detective in a bad movie. He saw Lena laughing with Dylan after a session, his hand on her shoulder a second too long. It fueled the fire. Marco confronted her again, demanding she quit the trainer. Lena refused. "It's my body, my choice." The fights escalated, but they made up with apologies and promises. Deep down, Marco knew something was wrong. He loved her too much to let go, but the doubt ate at him like acid. By May, wedding plans were in full swing. Invites sent, dress fitted. Lena seemed distant, though, canceling dates for gym time. Marco's friends warned him, "Bro, watch out. Trainers like that are players." He laughed it off, but inside he boiled. One humid evening in June 2022, Marco decided to surprise her. He finished work early, bought flowers, planned a romantic dinner. But as he drove to Apex, his heart sank. In the parking lot, under dim streetlights, he spotted Lena's car rocking slightly. Curious, he parked far away and crept closer. What he saw through the foggy windows shattered him. Lena and Dylan, tangled together, clothes half off, lost in passion. Time froze. Marco's world collapsed. His fiancée, the woman he trusted with his future, betraying him in the most humiliating way. Rage exploded like a bomb. He didn't think, just acted. Grabbing a tire iron from his trunk, he smashed the window. Screams filled the air. Dylan tried to fight back, but Marco was fueled by pure fury. He struck wildly, blood splattering. Lena begged, "Marco, stop. I love you." But it was too late. In minutes both lay still. Marco stood there, tool dripping, realizing the horror. Sirens wailed in the distance. Someone had called 911. He dropped the iron and ran, but police caught him blocks away, covered in blood, mumbling about betrayal. The news hit Cleveland like a storm. Jealous man kills fiancé and trainer in gym parking lot rage. People whispered about the Filipino killer, ignoring the pain that drove him. But as details emerged, the story got messier. If this gut-wrenching betrayal is making your blood boil and your heart ache for what Marco lost, don't just sit there. Hit that like button now to stand against cheaters who destroy lives, and subscribe, because ignoring these stories means you might miss the signs in your own relationships. Back in the interrogation room, Marco broke down. "She was my everything," he sobbed to detectives. "I came to America for a better life and she took it all." Police pieced it together. Texts on Lena's phone showed the affair started months ago, secret meets in Dylan's car after sessions. Dylan had told friends Lena was addicted to him, bragging like a fool. Sarah, his girlfriend, was devastated, saying she suspected but never imagined this. Marco's family in the Philippines heard the news via frantic calls. His mom collapsed, screaming her son wasn't violent. But evidence mounted. Witnesses saw the attack, security cams caught the car rocking. Marco faced double murder charges. His lawyer argued passion, not premeditation. Ohio law allowed for manslaughter if provoked. But prosecutors painted him as a controlling monster. Trial started in fall 2022, courtroom packed with reporters. Marco looked broken, shackled, eyes hollow. Lena's family testified first. Her mom wept. She was full of life, planning her wedding. How could he do this? Dylan's dad raged. "My boy was just doing his job." Marco's turn came. He spoke softly, accent thick with emotion. "I loved Lena more than anything. But seeing them, it killed me inside first." The jury heard about his hard life, the cultural shame of betrayal. Experts testified on crime of passion, how jealousy snaps minds. But the prosecution showed bloody photos, making jurors gasp. Deliberations took days. Verdict: guilty of manslaughter, not murder, 25 years. Marco collapsed as the judge spoke. Outside, crowds divided. Some called it justice, others said Lena's cheating caused it. Advocacy groups used the case to warn about toxic jealousy, pushing for mental health help in immigrant communities. Marco's mom visited prison, begging forgiveness. He whispered, "I lost control, Mama. Tell everyone I'm sorry." But sorry couldn't bring back Lena or Dylan. Families shattered, a wedding turned funeral. Sarah quit the gym, haunted. Apex installed more cams, but the stain remained. If this tragedy is tearing at your soul, thinking about the families left broken, please like this video to honor their pain. It's the least we can do, and subscribe so you never miss these lessons that could prevent the next heartbreak. As months passed, Marco adapted to prison life, joining counseling groups for anger. He wrote letters to Lena's family, but they burned them unread. His story spread online, forums debating. Was he a victim or villain? Some sympathized with his betrayal, others condemned the violence. In Ohio, gyms posted signs about professional boundaries. Dylan's friends started a fund for anti-violence programs. Lena's sister spoke at schools, warning girls about hidden affairs. Marco found faith, reading the Bible, regretting his rage. "Jealousy is poison," he told a reporter. "Talk before it explodes." The case changed laws, tougher penalties for passion crimes. But for those involved, healing was slow. Sarah moved away, starting over. Marco's mom visited when she could, her health failing from stress. The parking lot spot got repaved, but locals avoided it, calling it cursed. Curiosity lingers. What if Marco had walked away? Could lives be saved? This story warns us all. Love can turn lethal when trust dies. Don't let it happen to you. But let's rewind a bit, because to really feel the gut punch of what Marco went through, you need to know how deep his love ran and how the lies crept in like shadows. Marco wasn't always this storm of anger. He was a guy who believed in second chances, the kind who'd forgive a flat tire on a rainy day. Back when he first landed in Ohio in 2019, fresh off a flight from Manila with $500 in his pocket and dreams bigger than Lake Erie, he crashed at a cousin's place in Cleveland. The winters hit him hard, that bone-chilling cold seeping into his bones, but he pushed through, landing that mechanic job at Rust Belt Auto. His boss, old Mr. Kowalski, saw potential in the quiet kid with steady hands and took him under his wing. "You fix cars like you were born to it," Kowalski would say, slapping Marco's back. Marco sent every extra dollar home, watching his little sister finish school because of him. That's the man Lena met, at that Filipino community picnic in a park by the Cuyahoga River, where lumpia sizzled on grills and kids chased each other with water guns. Lena stood out, her dark hair tied back, helping serve plates with a smile that lit up the gray sky. She was born in Toledo to Mexican parents who'd crossed the border young, but she grew up Ohio tough, speaking Spanish at home and English with that Midwestern twang. As a dental assistant at a clinic downtown, she fixed smiles all day, but her own hid a restlessness. "Life here's too predictable," she'd tell friends over margaritas. Meeting Marco felt like a spark, someone who got the immigrant grind, the ache for family oceans away. Their first real talk was about food. He teased her about her tamales being spicier than his sisig. She countered with stories of her abuelita's recipes. By the end of the picnic, they swapped numbers and texts flew from there. "Missed the sun today, thinking of Manila beaches," he'd write. "Come over, I'll make you feel tropical," she'd reply. Dates blurred into nights. Walks along the lakefront where the wind whipped their laughter. Movie marathons with takeout from a hole-in-the-wall Filipino spot. Marco opened up about his ex back home, a girl who'd left him for a better life in Dubai, leaving scars he hid under jokes. Lena shared her fears of settling down too soon, how her mom pushed for grandkids but she wanted adventure first. They fit like puzzle pieces, or so it seemed. Marco proposed on a crisp fall evening in 2021, under the golden leaves of Edgewater Park. He'd practiced the words 100 times, heart hammering like an engine misfiring. "Lena, you're my home now, wherever we go." She gasped, yes bursting from her lips as he slipped the ring on. A simple gold band with a tiny sapphire, all he could afford but polished to shine. Hugs turned to cheers from passers-by, and in that moment, Marco believed he'd won the lottery. Their engagement party was small, backyard at his rental with string lights and a playlist of OPM hits mixed with Selena. Cousins from both sides mingled, toasting with San Miguel and tequila. To love that crosses borders, Marco's cousin toasted. Lena glowed, but even then, whispers of doubt flickered, her eyes darting to her phone during dances. What Marco didn't catch was how Lena's world was shifting under her feet. Work at the dental clinic drained her. Endless cleanings, whiny patients, a boss who nitpicked her breaks. She felt invisible, like her youth was slipping into routine. That's when Apex Fitness popped up in her feed, ads promising, transform your life in 30 days. The gym was a world away from Marco's greasy shop. Glass walls, thumping bass, rows of treadmills facing city views. Lena signed up on a whim, her first class a sweaty blur of Zumba that left her hooked. "I need this," she told Marco that night, collapsing on the couch. He kissed her forehead. "You deserve it, mi amor." But as classes piled on, so did the exhaustion, and the attention. Dylan Harper wasn't just a trainer. He was the gym's golden boy, with a body sculpted from years on the Ohio State football team before a knee injury sidelined him. At 29, he had that easy confidence, blue eyes that locked on you like you were the only client, and a laugh that echoed off the mirrors. Divorced young, he played the field, telling buddies over beers at the sports bar that workouts are foreplay. When Lena walked into her first one-on-one, fumbling with weights, Dylan knelt beside her. "Hey, you're stronger than you think, just breathe through it." His hand guided her form, steady and warm. Flattery followed. "You're a natural, Lena." Most people quit by week 2. She blushed and used to the spotlight. Sessions became highlights, Dylan tailoring plans to her curves, pushing her to PRs, celebrating with fist bumps that lingered. Texts started innocent, "Hydrate after that killer set." Then personal, "What's your go-to post-workout snack?" "Mine's pizza, guilty pleasure." Lena shared back, venting about her job, her fiancé's long hours. "Marco's great, but sometimes I feel like I'm waiting for life to start." Dylan replied late one night, "You deserve to start now. You're fire." Curiosity sparked. What if this energy, this gaze, was what she'd been missing? Marco noticed the glow but chalked it up to endorphins. "You're killing it at the gym," he'd say, pulling her close. But intimacy cooled. She'd dodge his advances with, "I'm sore from training." He'd nod, hurt flickering, but bury it in work. By February 2022, the line blurred. After a late session, rain pounding the windows, Dylan suggested coffee at the gym cafe. Just to debrief. Over lattes, talk turned deep, her dreams of traveling, his regrets about the divorce. His knee brushed hers under the table. "You light up a room, Lena." Heart racing, she didn't pull away. A week later, in the steam of the locker room showers, a hug goodbye turned to a kiss, quick, stolen, her whispering, "This can't happen." But it did. Stolen moments in empty studios, then his car in the lot, fogged windows hiding hurried passion. Lena justified it, "It's just physical. Marco's my future." But guilt gnawed. She'd delete texts, lie about girls' nights. Dylan grew cocky, texting nudes she'd ignore then crave. His girlfriend, Kira Voss, a barista with a sharp tongue, suspected, finding a bra not hers in his gym bag. "Who's the side piece?" she'd snap. Dylan gaslit, "Work stress, babe." Kira stayed, fearing alone in pricey Cleveland rents. Marco's suspicions brewed slow. He'd smell Dylan's cologne on her jacket, see hickeys disguised as Matt Burns. Confrontations brewed. "Who's this Dylan guy texting at 2 a.m.? Lena gaslit back, "Client check-in, baby." "Trust me." But trust eroded like rust on his tools. Marco's mom called from Manila, sensing his mood. "Iho, what's wrong? You sound heavy." He brushed it off, but nights alone he'd scroll her socials, seeing gym selfies with Dylan's arms slung casual. Jealousy whispered, "She's slipping away." By spring, wedding stress amplified it. Lena snapping about venue costs, Marco working doubles to cover. "I need space," she'd say. He'd beg, "We're in this together." But space meant more gym hours, more lies. Friends noticed. Marco's cousin Javier pulled him aside at a family dinner. "Eyes open, man. She's different." Marco defended, "It's stress." Deep down he knew. The breaking point loomed that June night, humid air thick as betrayal. Marco's surprise, flowers wilting in his grip, led him to Apex's lot, shadows long under sodium lights. The rocking car, moans faint through glass, hit like a wrench to the chest. Curiosity died, rage born. Smashing in, tire irons swinging, screams mixing with his roar. "How could you?" Dylan scrambled, pants tangled, pleading, "It was nothing." Lena curled fetal, sobbing, "Please, Marco." Blows landed, crack on skull, thud to ribs. Blood warm on his hands, vision red. Dylan slumped first, eyes glazing. Lena reached out, whisper, "I love you," then still. Marco staggered back, iron clanging pavement, world spinning. A jogger's scream pierced, "Call 911." He bolted, legs burning, but cuffs snapped on 2 blocks later. "You have the right," blurred in his ears. At the station, under harsh fluorescence, Marco spilled. The affair proof in his mind, the pain of building a life just to watch it burn. Detectives nodded, but eyes hard. 2 dead, 1 killer. Media swarmed. Channel 5 vans outside, headlines screaming bloody love triangle in gym lot. Neighbors gawked at his house, yellow tape fluttering. If this raw betrayal and the blood that followed is twisting your stomach, thinking of how one lie snowballs into graves, hit like now to amplify these warnings, like save lives by sharing truth, and subscribe because turning away means the next Marco might be someone you know blind to the signs. Kira arrived at the scene, face ashen, seeing Dylan's body zipped in a bag. "He was a flirt, but this?" she whispered to cops. Lena's mom, Rosa, flew in from Toledo, clutching a photo of her daughter in a white dress. "My baby was happy. What demon took her?" Marco's arraignment was chaos, flashes popping, him in orange jumpsuit, head bowed. Bail denied, flight risk, they said. Jail cell cold, regrets hot. What have I done? Letters from home poured, mom's pleas, sister's shock. We love you, but this. Public split, forums lit with "she deserved it" versus "violence never answers." Therapists visited, probing his past, childhood fights in Manila streets, dad's abandonment fueling control fears. "You snapped because you felt powerless," one said. Marco nodded, tears hot. Weeks blurred, psych evals, plea deals rejected. Prosecutors built a wall, premeditation from his stalking drives, tire iron premeditated. Defense countered, heat of passion, cultural context of honor in Filipino families. Reporters dug. Lena's affair text recovered, Dylan's history of hookups exposed. Kira testified in depositions. "He cheated on me too," pattern. Rosa raged, "Doesn't excuse murder." Marco's cousin Javier visited, eyes wet. "You broke us all, bro?" Marco whispered, "Tell mom I'm fighting for redemption." As summer faded, trial loomed, city buzzing. Billboards for Apex pulled down, gym half empty. Locals whispered at gas stations, "He caught him fair. What would you do?" Curiosity festered. Was Lena the villain or Marco the monster? One leaked photo, Marco's mugshot, eyes haunted, went viral, humanizing the killer. Advocacy groups marched, "End the cycle, counsel jealousy before it kills." Marco journaled in cell, words spilling, dreams of kids with Lena's laugh, now ashes. "I built a cage of love, trapped us both." If the layers of this pain, affair's web, rages snap, are pulling at your heartstrings, making you wonder what you'd do in Marco's shoes, pause and like this to fuel conversations that stop the next tragedy, and subscribe because these untold depths deserve eyes on them, before silence lets more secrets fester. The pretrial hearings dragged into September, courtroom a pressure cooker of sobs and stares. Judge Harlan Reed, a stern vet with wire-rimmed glasses, banged gavel for order. Marco's lawyer, Elena Torres, a fierce Latina with 20 years in passion cases, filed motions for reduced charges. "My client acted in momentary insanity, Your Honor." The provocation was extreme. De Lewis Grant, slick in suits, countered, "2 lives ended brutally. This was no accident." Witnesses trickled in, the jogger, pale, reliving the screams. Gym staff recalling Marco's creepy drive-bys. Lena's best friend, Tia Morales, took the stand, voice cracking. "She confided in me, the affair started as fun, then guilt ate her. She wanted out but feared Dylan's temper." Gasps rippled, Dylan's saintly image cracked. Kira followed, mascara running. "He bragged about her, called her, my secret workout. I begged him to stop." Marco sat stone-faced, chains clinking, but inside churning. Love twisted to lust, his fault for not seeing? Flashbacks hit during breaks. Their first Christmas, stringing lights, Lena's head on his shoulder. Forever, Marco. Lies now. Public opinion swung, podcasts dissected. Was it karma or crime? Marco's mom, flown in on GoFundMe, sat front row, rosary clicking. "My son is good," she'd tell cameras. Rosa confronted her in hall. Good men don't slaughter. Fists clenched, but peacekeepers pulled them apart. Marco wrote Rosa a letter. I stole your light. Forgive if you can. Unopened it returned. As October chilled, jury selection began. 12 strangers, mix of blue-collar and office types, quizzed on biases. Can you separate passion from punishment? One juror, a nurse named Gail, teared up. I've seen abuse, both sides hurt. Selection dragged days, tension thick. Media frenzy peaked. Ohio's deadly romance, trial of the year. Talk shows invited experts. Psychs blaming toxic masculinity, counselors urging empathy for betrayed. Marco slimmed in jail chow, sleep haunted by bloodied faces. Chaplain visited, seek God's mercy. Marco prayed, for them not me. Elena prepped him, show remorse but stand your ground. Rehearsals raw, Marco practicing, I lost her before I lost control. Curiosity built, would evidence sway? Leaked affair voicemail surfaced, Lena's voice breathy, Dylan we can't? Marco suspects. His reply, let him. You're mine now. Jurors would hear that? Shock value high. Kira's full story dropped in a blog. Dylan's debts using clients for cash and kicks. He targeted vulnerable women. Lena painted tragic, cheater yes but human. Marco's side humanized too. Immigrant striving love his anchor. Bailiff whispered to him, hang in kid. As opening statements neared, snow dusted Cleveland, mirroring Marco's frozen heart. What bombshells would the trial drop? Would truth free him or bury deeper? The air hummed with it, justice or just ice. October 3, 2022, dawned gray and biting, the kind of Ohio fall day where wind howls off the lake like a warning. Courtroom 4 in the Cuyahoga County Justice Center buzzed early, reporters shuffling notes, families claiming seats like territories. Marco shuffled in, orange jumpsuit rumpled, cuffs glinting under lights. His eyes scanned for his mom, Elena Valdez, huddled in a wool coat, her face carved with worry lines deeper than before. She clutched a faded photo of Marco as a boy, grinning toothless in Manila sun. Across the aisle, Rosa Ramirez sat rigid, Lena's veil draped over her lap like a ghost, her husband gripping her hand white-knuckled. Kira Voss slipped in back, hood up, avoiding stares. She'd become a shadow, job lost to gossip. Judge Reed called order, gavel sharp as a slap. Opening statements. Keep it clean. D.A. Grant rose first, suit crisp, voice smooth as oil. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a love story, it's a slaughter. Marco Valdez didn't snap in passion, he planned it. Stalking texts, drive-bys, a tire iron in his trunk like a loaded gun. 2 young lives. Lena Ramirez, vibrant fiancée dreaming of forever. Dylan Harper, flawed but breathing, gone in a frenzy of Filipino honor gone toxic. He didn't catch them, he hunted them. Gasps rippled. Rosa nodded fierce, tears silent. Marco stared at the table, knuckles white on rail, Elena's hand fluttering like she could pull him back. Grant paced, projecting slides, grainy lot cam, car silhouette rocking innocent at first glance. This betrayal? Tragic. But response? Murderous. Jurors leaned in, faces tight. Gail the nurse bit her lip, a dad type shifted uneasy. Elena Torres countered next, heels clicking deliberate, ponytail swinging like a pendulum. Imagine building a life brick by brick, crossing oceans, scrubbing grease for scraps, only for the woman you love to shatter it in a parking lot tryst. Marco Valdez is no monster, he's a man broken by lies. Lena cheated months, texts prove it, flirty meets, deleted sins. Dylan? A predator in gym shorts, preying on trust. This was heat of passion, Ohio law recognizes it. Manslaughter, not the chair. See his heart, not just his hands. She clicked her remote, Marco's proposal pic, him beaming with Lena, wire transfers home, proof of his grind. Jurors softened, one mom dabbed eyes. Marco risked a glance at Rosa, her glare ice but a flicker of shared grief. The first witness, gym manager Todd Ellis, took the stand, balding and fidgety. Grant led, Mr. Ellis described the night. Todd swallowed. Quiet lot, 8:15 p.m. saw the car shake, thought kids fooling. Then crash, screams. Ran out, saw Valdez swinging wild, blood everywhere. Harper slumped, Ramirez curled begging. Sketches flashed, chalk outlines on asphalt. Elena Cross, ever see Valdez before? Todd nodded. Couple times idling across street. Looked worried. Worried or suspicious from her lies? Elena pressed. Todd shrugged. Guys get jealous. Jury murmured, curiosity piqued. What lies? Next, forensics tech Lisa Chin, gloves off but voice clinical. Tire iron matched Valdez's truck. Prince, blood spatter consistent with frenzy, not plan. Harper, blunt trauma skull instant. Ramirez, chest blows, defensive wounds. Photos blurred for jury, red smears but horror lingered. Rosa buried face. Elena objected, graphic. Sustained. Chin added, no struggle from Valdez post-act. He froze, shocked. Elena pounced, shocked like a betrayed heart, not a killer's calm. Chin neutral, can't say motive. Lunch break hit like a reset. Reporters mobbed hall, Elena shielding Marco. No comment, justice blind. Inside, Marco whispered to her, they're seeing me as animal. She squeezed arm, show them man. Afternoon brought Tia Morales, Lena's confidant, 25 in Tyrian black dress. Grant gentle, what did Lena say about the affair? Tia sniffled. Started January, Dylan flirted, she fell. Said it was escape from wedding stress, Marco's absences. Wanted to end it weeks before, feared his temper. Rosa squeezed her hand from seats. Elena cross, temper? Or love? Tia hesitated. He checked her phone once, yelled. But she hid texts too. Jury eyes widened, whose fault? Lena told you Dylan pressured her. Late nights, gifts? Elena slid. Tia nodded reluctant. Yeah, necklace for progress. But she kept going. Whispers, cheater's choice. Dylan's dad, Bert Harper, lumbered up next, burly in flannel, voice gravel. My boy was good, football star, helped old folks lift weights. That Valdez? Stalker pure. Grant, any threats from him? Bert, Dylan mentioned a guy watching, laughed it off. Next day dead. Elena, your son cheated on Kira, multiple women? Objection, sustained but damage done. Bert fumed, flaws don't kill. Marco's got twisted, Dylan's laugh in his head, mocking. Day 1 closed with snow flurries outside, world whitewashing the blood. If this courtroom clash is ripping open old wounds for you, showing how betrayal's blade cuts both ways, hit that like button now. It's a small act to honor the hurt, to say we see the pain, and subscribe because skipping these battles means the real stories of fractured trust stay buried, letting history repeat in quiet homes. Day 2 dug deeper, air thick with coffee and tension. First up, cell records analyst, drone voice reading texts. Grant projected, Lena to Dylan, February, missed you post-workout. Dylan, park after? Your place too risky. March, Marco suspects, delete this. Jury shifted, Gail whispered to neighbor, eyes wide. Elena, these show Lena's guilt, hiding not just fun? Analyst, volume suggests ongoing. Then Kira Voss, subpoenaed reluctant, curls frizzy from nerves. Grant, your boyfriend's affair? Kira voice small, suspected March, perfume late clients. Confronted he swore Jim only. Found her earring in his bag. Tears welled. Thought it'd pass. Elena gentle, did Dylan target married women? Kira, yeah, 2 others I knew, motivation sessions turning handsy. Gasps, Bert Harper bolted, cursing under breath. Rosa stared daggers, her daughter's killer but seduced? Marco met Kira's eyes, sorry in his, rage in hers. He died for her game, she spat on cross. Jury nodded subtle, sympathy shifting. Afternoon, Marco's cousin Javier Ruiz, 35, mechanic 2 in clean shirt. Elena led, tell us Marco, the man not headlines. Javier choked, came here broke, worked nights for family. Loved Lena fierce, bought that ring piece by piece. When she pulled away, he confided, hurt like gut punch. Grant Cross, heard him rage about the gym? Javier, once, she's changing man. But never violent. Elena slid photos. Marco coaching neighborhood kids soccer, beaming. This the killer? Jurors teared. Elena's mom in gallery wiped eyes. But Grant reeled. Phone logs. Marco searches signs of cheating. Ohio divorce laws. Stalking premeditated. Elena, a broken heart googling pain, not plotting. Judge adjourned early, storm brewing. Outside, protesters clashed. Justice for Lena, versus betrayal kills two. Elena briefed Marco in hold, they're leaning, keep strong. He nodded, but nights in cell, dreams replayed the swing, Lena's eyes pleading. Why didn't I walk? Mom visited, glass between, Hijo, pray for their souls. He pressed hand to pain, yours too, mama? Media spun wild, cable news, passion or pre-med? Forums exploded, Lena slut-shamed post-mortem, fair? Curiosity burned, would Marco testify? Day 3, snow-piled curbs, court steamed with bodies. Prosecution closed witnesses. The 911 caller, jogger Pam Lee, voice shaky. Heard glass shatter, woman scream, no Marco. Ran, saw shadows, him over them, iron raised. Audio played, dispatch. Multiple stabbings? Lot clear. Chills ran gallery. Then medical examiner, Dr. Raj Patel, calm in white coat. Harper, 3 blows, fatal to head. Ramirez, 4 including defensive arm fracture, fought back. Slides minimized but impact hit. Elena objected each but jury saw enough, faces pale. Cross, time of death, 8:22 p.m. How long from discovery to strikes? Patel, under 2 minutes. Elena, frantic, not calculated? Consistent with rage. Recess buzzed. Rosa prayed rosary. Elena Valdez crossed herself. Afternoon pivot, defense's turn. First, psych expert Dr. Liling Nguyen, soft-spoken Vietnamese American. Elena, doctor, profile Valdez. Lila, classic acute stress, betrayal triggers fight response, amplified by cultural honor codes. Filipino men often internalize shame as violence risk. Grant Cross, all jealous men killers? Lila, no, but untreated yes. Jury pondered, Gail nodded, Dad frowned. Then Marco's mom, Elena Valdez, 58, veil black, accent thick. Elena Torres, Mrs. Valdez, your son? Mom voice quaver, good boy, help neighbors, church every Sunday. Came America for me, send money so I eat. Loved Lena like daughter. Tears flowed. That night, he called after, voice broke, Mama, I saw hell. Grant, knew his temper? Mom, passionate yes, like his father, gone too soon. But heart gold. Gallery sniffled. Rosa turned away but shoulders shook. As day waned, snow fell heavier, blanketing sins. Whispers, she's swaying them. Marco in hold, head in hands. Mama's truth, will it free me? Elena, building Marco. Tomorrow you. Dread and hope tangled. If he spoke, raw soul or damning slip. The storm outside mirrored inside. Would catharsis clear air or bury deeper in white? Curiosity clawed. What words from the accused could tip scales, heal or haunt forever? If the tears from these testimonies are stinging your eyes, reminding you how family aches echo across oceans and courtrooms, smash like to lift these voices. It's fuel for the forgotten, and subscribe, 'cause one miss means a family's silent scream stays unheard, letting pain echo unchecked. Day 4 broke with plows rumbling, paths cleared but hearts not. Court packed tighter, reporters elbowing, a documentary crew filming discreet. Judge reed-eyed clock, efficiency today. Defense open strong. Neighbor Mrs. Ida Thompson, 62, cookies in youth group. Marco? Fixed my fence-free mode when I sick. Lena 2, baked lumpia Sundays. Fights? Heard raised voices but make-up kisses. Grant, suspicious of her? Ida, glanced her car once, Jim late. Worried dad not creep. Softened blow. Then Javier back with Marco's journal, pages scrawled post-arrest. Elena read aloud, February, Lena distant, smells wrong. Love her, trust. April, text deleted, heart sinks. God help me hold. Jury leaned, human hurting. Grant, self-pity not proof. But seed planted. Afternoon heavy, Marco's turn. Elena coached, truth, remorse, own it. He rose slow, 5 feet 10 inches, frame shrunk, voice steady but accented. I came Ohio for dream, work hard, family proud. Met Lena, light in gray days. Her laugh, tamales, plans for kids, all real. Paused, eyes wet. But Jim changed her, glow not for me. Text, lies, cologne. I asked, begged, talk baby. She shut down. Gallery quiet, Rosa rigid. That night, flowers for sorry fight. Drove to surprise. Saw car, her with him. World ended. Rage took wheel, iron from trunk, habit. Swung blind, screams mine too. Stopped when, quiet. Ran 'cause shame, not guilt then. Sob broke. Now? Every breath sorry. Took lives, hers I built, his innocent? No excuse. But pain, it blinded. Jurors teared, Gail dabbed, Dad nodded slow. Elena, regret real? Marco, kills me daily. Wish walk away, therapy, anything but this. Grant cross ruthless, plan stalk, admit. Marco, doubts yes, drove by twice, saw hand on back. Stupid but love fears. Tire iron always? Tool, mechanic life. Chose weapon. Marco head drop, yes. Failed her me. Court recessed, storm raged, lightning cracking like judgment. Media exploded, Valdez weeps, jury sways? Protests swelled outside, signs forgive the broken verses, no mercy for murder. Elena huddled with team, nailed it, humanized. Marco, saw Rosa flinch, hate me still? Inside, turmoil churned. Would closing arguments seal fate, mercy or chains? Snow piled, burying paths. What verdict would unearth, justice or just us? Closing arguments sliced the air like final breaths. October 5th courtroom, a tinderbox of held breaths and flickering hope. Snow-lashed windows, world outside a blur, but inside, fates hung sharp. D.A. Grant rose first, tie straight as accusation, voice rising like a tide. Ladies and gentlemen, don't let tears blind you to blood. Marco Valdez didn't stumble into murder, he stalked into it. Texts erased, drives circling like vultures, tire iron waiting like a promise. Lena Ramirez dreamed of vows, not violence. Dylan Harper chased fitness, not death. This Filipino honor? No shield, it's a sword he swung with eyes wide. Manslaughter mocks justice, give murder life without parole. For them, for families shattered. Slides hammered home, lot diagram, arcs of swings. Lena's smile and engagement pic, now eulogy. Rosa clutched veil tighter, nodding fierce, her nod a knife. Jurors gripped armrests. Gail whispered harsh, Dad stone-faced. Grant sat, air heavy as judgment. Elena Torres stood tall, notes trembling slight in her grip, eyes locking jury like lifelines. Imagine it, not as killer but cornered. Marco Valdez crossed seas for scraps, built love from overtime bones. Lena? His son, till shadows crept, her lies Dylan's pull. Texts scream betrayal, missed you, park after? Not flirt. Affair months gnawing trust. That night? Flowers in hand, heart open, then fogged windows, moans mocking. 2 minutes of hell. Swing, regret, run. Not plan, panic. Ohio law knows passion's blind rage. Manslaughter fits the fracture. See the man, immigrant ache, mom's pride, cousin's loyalty. Punish, yes, but proportion. Life crushes the broken, not heals. She clicked final slide, Marco's journal page. God, forgive my hands. He begs it, will you? Jurors shifted. Mom juror teared, Gail nodded subtle. Elena sat, Marco's hand brushing hers under table. Thank you, silent. Judge Reed leaned forward, glasses perched. Jury, you've heard. Deliberate true, weigh heart and hammer. Gavel fell, echo booming. Doors swung, jury filed out. 12 faces, masks of weight, vanishing to deliberation room. Court emptied slow. Rosa rose, eyes on Marco cold but cracked. Whisper to husband, he stole her laugh. Elena Valdez approached barrier, voice quaver, Hijo strong, you spoke soul. Marco pressed glass. For you, mama? Kira lingered back, hood low, catching his eye. Nod faint, not forgive but understand? Reporters surged hall. Torres verdict odds? She brushed, justice fair, wait. Outside, snow-buried steps. Protesters huddling under umbrellas, chants muffled, lock him up, versus mercy for pain. Marco back to hold, cell bench hard, mind replaying swings, Lena's plea please, Dylan's gasp. What if I'd yelled not hit? Chaplain slipped note, Psalm 51, create clean heart. He traced words, tears blurring ink. Hours crawled, Elena paced courthouse, phone glued for juror buzz. Javier texted, holding breath, bro family praise. Media camped. Live feeds, deliberation day, will passion plea prevail? Forums fevered, manslaughter soft, Blood demands life versus betrayed man not beast. Rosa home in Toledo, altar lit for Lena, candle flickering like unanswered why. Kira at bar nursing soda scrolling old Dylan pics, laughs now ghosts. Elena Valdez flew back Manila heart split, but promised return. Night fell, deliberations stretched. Dinner break for jury, sandwiches cold as doubt. Speculation swirled, deadlock? 10 p.m. bailiff knocked, still out. Elena home, wine untouched, staring snow-globed city. Marco paced cell, shadows long, dreams twisted. Wedding dance with Lena, morphing bloodied waltz. Dawn October 6th grade sky, court reconvene 9 a.m. sharp. Seats refilled, tension wire taut. Rosa front row, veil folded neat. Elena Valdez absent but spirit thick. Kira slipped in, eyes red-rimmed. Bailiff, jury ready. Door creaked, 12 faces solemn, foreman slip clutched. Marco heart thundered, Elena gripped tight. Breathe. Judge, verdict. Foreman rose, voice steady. On count 1, murder Dylan Harper. We find defendant guilty of voluntary manslaughter. Murmurs swelled, Rosa gasped sharp. Count 2, Lena Ramirez, guilty voluntary manslaughter. Gallery split, sobs from Bert Harper, cheers faint from Javier and back. Elena exhaled, not life, chance. Grant scowled, motion mistrial denied. Judge, sentencing November 15th. Remanded. Gavel final, Marco sagged, relief bitter as bars. Hugs through rail, Elena we fight appeal. Rosa bolted, veil trailing like surrender. Media frenzy, passion wins, 25 years likely for Valdez. Protests reignited, snow melting to slush under feet. Marco to transport, window framing white world, free in cage, caged and free? If this verdict's twist, mercy edged with chains, is churning your gut, wondering if justice mends or just maims, hit like now to echo the ache of half-winds, where blood stains forever, and subscribe, 'cause one overlooked ruling means another family's gavel falls unheard, shadows lengthening unchecked. Sentencing loomed weeks, autumn stripping trees bare like truths exposed. Marco prepped with Elena, character letters poured, Javier's redeemable brother, Mom's son of light, fallen but rising, even Ida's neighbor gold. Psych report, low recidivism, therapy key. Day pushed max, 25 years no parole early. November 15th courtroom hushed, holiday lights mocking outside. Families packed. Rosa and Pearls, Lena's sister Mia first to speak, voice steel. Lena planned cake tastings, baby names. You erased her giggle, her future. 25 too soft. Life for lives. Tears hot, jury remnants and back nodded. Bert next, fists balled. Dylan fixed my back, coached my grandson. Rage. Cowardice. Lock forever. Marco eyes down, each word lash. Elena's turn. Mom's letter read, accent inked. Marco my heart, forgive him as God ocean sins. He weeps nightly. Javier, he'll change, prison school counsel. Mercy models. Marco rose last, voice raw, words fail, horror I wrought. Lena, my dream shattered by my blindness. Dylan, innocent in my storm. Families, your void's my fault. 25. But beg chance, to atone, teach others jealousy kills quiet. Judge Reed paused long, eyes over rims. Mr. Valdez, provocation real, affair texts, cultural wound. But 2 graves demand weight. Voluntary manslaughter, 18 years, eligible parole 10 with good behavior. Therapy mandatory. Court adjourned. Gavel soft this time, echo fading. Marco exhaled, 18 not eternity. Hugs choked. Elena, appeal drops, we build. Rosa fled silent, but Mia lingered, whisper heal, for her memory. Outside, snow first of season dusted, media leniency or logic? Protests quieted, some nodding fair. Marco to van, cuffs lighter? Cell now home, routine, breakfast gray, yard walks pondering. Mom called collect, proud hijo, live true. He vowed, for you them. Media faded slow, doc special Ohio's fractured vows, interviews Kira, Dylan flawed but gone too soon. Rosa started fund, Lena's light, women's shelters. Javier visited weekly, smuggling books. Read this, anger management. Marco dove in, group sharing scars. My trigger? Betrayal fear from dad leaving. Others nodded, bonds forming. Kira wrote once, hate lingers but understand pain. Don't waste cage. He replied, won't, thank you. Holidays hit hard, Thanksgiving sell turkey dry but letter from Mia. Lena loved your laugh. Keep it. Christmas mom's package, adobo spices photo him young. Build new family inside. He did, tutored inmates English faith group prayers. Spring 2023 thought Ohio Marcos Frost 2, parole board I-2032 shot. Forum shifted, Valdez reformed? Curiosity cooled to cautionary. Apex reopened lot, plaque subtle, boundaries save lives. Jim's statewide trained staff, spot affairs refer counsel. Rosa spoke schools, love honest or not at all. Marco's book smuggled out, rageous shadow, tales warning jealousy. Publisher bit, raw truth. Valdez incident in manuals, case study not scar. Local news followed up, from blood to books, killer's redemption? Reporters at gate but Marco declined, stories there's, Lena Dillon. What? Quiet work. Forums evolved, Valdez troll, to reformed real. One thread, if he walks early mentor my jealous bro? Curiosity shifted, from gore to grace. Summer 2024 baked Cleveland, Marco's yard time sweat-soaked but mind clear. Book launch virtual, Elena hosting inmates cheering via smuggled radio. Rageous shadow climbed indie lists forward by Dr. Harlan, Marco's mirror, see your demons or they swing. Royalties hit $5,000, split, half Lena's light half Dylan's drive, Bert's youth fitness no contact. Bert's gruff call via warden, kid fund helps my grandson lift right. Don't screw. Marco, won't sir, his dad's strength channeled. Healing's web spun wide. Javier's wedding fall, Marco's letter read aloud, love loose not leash. Congrats. Bride teared, your words? Vows now. Mom's health dipped, pneumonia whisper, Marco frantic calls, mama hold, parole push. Elena lawyered motions, compassion release? Model case. Board nibbled, hearing 2029 possible. Winter circled again but Marco lit, holiday cards to all. Roses with Mia photo, Kira's family snap. Grateful, yours light and dark. Replies piled, roses healing mutual, Kira's keep writing. Society's echo, Ohio Bill Valdez Act. Mandated jealousy counseling in high schools, immigrant hubs. Rosa testified, lost daughter to secrets, teach kids speak. Signed spring 2025, her smile faint on news, for Lena. Marco watched clip sell TV fist to heart, proud Rosa. As years layered, 2025 bloomed tentative, Marco 35, lines etching laugh crinkles over scars. Tutor class swelled, 30 men accents thick, stories shared. Marco sensei, they joked but eyes earnest, you're a fair tale? Saved my call home, talked before punch. He beamed, words weapons better. Book 2 brewed, bridges from bars, redemption recipes. Publisher eager, tour if paroled. Dream flickered, podiums not pulpits of pain. Javier's first kid born, namesake Marco Jr. photo, chubby fist waving. Uncle's legacy, strong hands gentle. Tears hot. Mom rallied visit summer, grandbaby asks Tata Marco, when? He, soon mama, fighting. Her hug through rail, faith's engine rev it. Kira's path lit, advocacy blog, shadows to strength, crediting one killer's confession. Guest post Marco, betrayals not end, choice is. Reed surged her, your ink? My armor. Rosa's full circle, Lena's light gala Marco video, your work? Her echo. Grateful. Applause thundered, she whispered stage, forward together. Bert softened too, Dylan's drive tourney invite, coach from afar? Marco, honor sir, teach fair play. 2026 whispered parole hints, board review clean. Elena, strong case reform star. Media revisited, 10 years on Valdez's quiet victory? Doc sequel pitched. Marco demurred, lives first, not spotlight. Curiosity peaked, walk free? Forums, deserve it, change the game. Ohio's chill thawed warmer. Counseling clinics named Valdez Bridges, waiting lists long. Teens wrote, "Your story?" Dad listens now, no yells. Marcos replies, "Proud, break chains." Mom's 60th Manila Bash, virtual toast, her dancing, "Son, you home soon?" "Promise, Mama." Health held, grandkids chorus his lullaby. Javier's visits, job-lined, shop partner. Marco grinned, "Fix rides not rifts." Kira's book club pick, his tone discussion, "Pain to power, real?" Her, "Lived it." Rosa's card Christmas, Lena's favorite carol, "Sing for her." He did sell quiet. 2027 Gale wins, but Marco's sale set. Parole hearing set 2028 early. Prep fierce, mock boards letters stacked, Rosa's worthy, Bert's earned, Kira's rise. Warden, you're the why we reform. Book 3, Echoes of Us, victim voices compiled, royalties shared. Launch hybrid inmate Zoom cheers. Society shifted, Valdez effect. Divorce rates dipped, jealousy clauses, Jim's ethics oaths. News, from lot blood to law light. Marco's quiet, credit them, the gone. As 2028 dawned crisp, hearing loomed, boardroom sterile, suits stern. Elena beside, Javier back row, virtual mom eyes wide. Marco rose, 10 years reflection, rage's root weeded. Taught 100 men words over fists. Victims' funds? $20,000. Book. Warnings winged. Parole? Chance serve outside. Counsel, right, atone public. Questions probed. Regret? Bone deep, lives ledger unpaid. Risk? Therapy chain, snapped none. Board nodded, recess long, hall praise whispered. Return, granted, supervised release 2030 full. Room erupted soft, hugs through mics, mom sob joy. Rosa's call later, door opens, walk light. Kira, welcome back tea? Bert gruff, tourney coach show. Marco free fall 2028 summer, Gates Creek symbolic. Air sweet, Ohio green, Javier's truck waiting, hug crushing. Home bro. First meal, adobo, mom's recipe, tears and sauce. Mom's flight booked, hugs real now. Apartment modest, job shop steady, wrenches familiar but heart lighter. Speaking gigs, schools, choose calm, love's not leash. Audiences tiered, your scars? Our map. Book tours small, signings with Rosa once, for Lena. Her, healing circle. Kira's circle, coffee laughs tentative. Dylan's laugh? Fades yours? Earned. Bert's field, coaching kids whistle soft. Teach grip not grudge. Mom arrived, embrace airport endless, my rock rebuilt. Grandkids climbed, Tata stories. Evenings porch, stars Ohio clear, what next Eho? Live, for them, us. 2030 full freedom dawned, pardons whispers but Marco demurs, service sentence sweet. Legacy bloomed, Valdez centers statewide, jealousy hotlines ringing. Wedding his, no but love's quiet, teacher who reads his words shares scars. Vows, honest always. Society's nod, from frenzy to foundation. Curiosity closed, monster to mentor? Yes, drop by earn drop. Love's truth, fragile, fierce, guard with grace or lose to shadows. If this redemption's arc, from bloodied iron to bridged hearts, stirs your soul, whispering second chances amid the wreckage, smash that like button one last time, a nod to the fallen and the fighters, because ignoring these rises means another Marco swings unseen, and subscribe, 'cause every tale told turns tragedy to torch, lighting paths where darkness once ruled, so love wins always over the lies that try to bury it.